Hello there, Gemini. It's so good to see you. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I'm Mary Sue, and I'm so grateful that you're here. So today we are doing your Love Tarot reading for the month of April. So we'll take a look at the overall energies with the oracle cards, and then we'll move to the tarot for more details. And if you're enjoying the content that I create or resonating with the message, I'd really appreciate it if you would like, comment, or subscribe. All of those things help to get my message out to more people, and I do appreciate all of your support of my channel. Okay, so let's get into your reading. We're going to start off with your overall energy for the month: family, friends, and guides. So let's see where this goes. I feel like the first initial message that I got was that you're going to have a closer relationship with family and friends. And part of that is using your intuition in order to guide you through some certain situations. So you could have some relationships in your life, family, friend, work relationships, that just have been maybe a little trying up to this point. And I feel like there's this new fresh energy coming in where your relationships are more in alignment with, what you're looking for. A really nice energy. Now, that has nothing to do with romance, right? But there is this energy of, when we have relationships that are good with our family and friends, and we're in a loving place with ourselves, that's when we can attract in that romance. So let's see where this is going, because they want me to look at the bottom. Yeah, optimism. I feel like you're being very optimistic about your romantic love life after a time where you may have felt kind of, left behind or left out in the romance department. But I don't think you're really kind of like upset about this. Over the last few months, you've been really, all your readings are based on you working on your pentacles, you working on yourself. And I feel like you're in a really good place and you're kind of like ready for romance if it shows up. But Gemini, you're not one to go out there and really seek it, because you are so good when you're by yourself. You're one of those signs that doesn't necessarily need somebody else in your life. You may want somebody, but you're staying optimistic that there is somebody on the horizon. And you see how she's kind of looking out to the horizon. I feel that's how you feel. So let's see what April brings. Perhaps, this a new romantic connection. Let's see what we have. Sacred space, beliefs, destruction, winter. Winter, it means that you do feel left out in the cold. So there could be, I'm going to go back to this family and friends. You could have situations, relationships in your life that are just kind of like having you feel left out in the cold. And at this time, I feel like you're optimistic about those relationships. You're optimistic about the future, a future romance. But at this time, you're also kind of like still staying within, kind of like staying in, going inward, looking at what it is, creating a sacred space for yourself. That could be, you yourself, your vessel. You could be working on, making healthier choices for yourself, spiritual practices, that type of thing, mindfulness. Also looking at your beliefs about what you feel about your relationships with family, friends, and romance. Kind of like, almost like a transformation. I'm getting the spring cleaning. You're kind of like spring cleaning your life. And it's all in preparation for something that you feel is on the horizon. You may be just starting to get those feelings of butterflies about, yes, I think I'm getting ready to get back into the game of love. And then destruction, tower moment, unexpected change, new opportunities. I feel like this is the past, but it's still showing up in your energy. But this tower moment is what has brought you into this energy of spring cleaning your life, right? Of looking at your beliefs around love, of what it is that you want out of love. And I feel like there's been such a big change in your life as far as that is concerned. I think you're getting to that point where you're starting to see the benefits. You're being grateful for some tower moment in the past. You've done the healing. You've learned the lessons. You've gone within. And it's now kind of like you're stepping into this fresh, new, optimistic, positive attitude about love. So let's go to the tarot and see what we have. We're going to start with your present energy. Six of Swords. I love this. This is exactly what I'm feeling. Moving from those turbulent waters into the more calm waters, seeing the silver lining of a dark cloud that you have already lived through. You do not have any more tower moments coming in. Well, I shouldn't say that too soon, right? But it's kind of this energy of understanding the worst is over. And I feel like you have this inner strength about yourself. That's where this optimism is coming. You have this inner strength about yourself that you understand that you are not defined by your relationships. You are defined by the actions that you take in your own life. You are stepping into that energy of understanding you create your reality. And I feel like you've turned the corner of understanding, okay, I have to, offload. I have to clear out some of the negative people, situations, beliefs, patterns that you've had in your past life. And now you're kind of like really moving on to something new. Yeah, Knight of Swords. I feel like you're determined to move forward. You're no longer looking at the past. You've done that, and that is part of the healing process. We have to look at the past. We have to take a look at all those past behaviors, those patterns, the lessons, but you've done all that. And now it's like, okay, I'm ready to move on. I'm ready to go to the next step. So let's take a look at your greatest strength in your romantic love life. Queen of Cups, and this couldn't be any better. This is the epitome of being in alignment with somebody that is in alignment with who you are and who you are becoming. The Queen of Cups is very intuitive. The Queen of Cups loves herself. She takes care of herself. She nurtures herself. She has a good relationship with herself. She understands that she has to fill up her own cup before she can love others. And that it's in loving herself that she will attract somebody that also loves her. In the past, Gemini, you're such a mutable sign, right? You're kind of like the chameleon. You may have found yourself kind of morphing into whoever your romantic partner was. You could have found, that there's a little, they're giving me the Runaway Bride with Julia Roberts. And Richard Gere. And, in that movie, Julia Roberts plays a bride that has left several men at the altar, okay? And one of the things that she discovers is that whoever she was with romantically, that's the kind of eggs she liked. So if the guy she was with liked scrambled, she liked scrambled. If he liked eggs Benedict, she liked eggs Benedict. And then she gets to the point where she realizes she has to go inside. She has to find herself. And she discovers that, I can't remember, I think it was poached eggs or something. She decided that, okay, she tried all the eggs and she decided what kind of egg she liked. I think that is where you are right now, Gemini. You've kind of looked at all the different options. You've kind of looked at all of the different people that you may have even played, the roles that you have played in your life. And all of a sudden you've come into this lovely understanding that all of those situations, all those experiences, even if they were painful, they have led you to this point where you have truly discovered who you are, who you want to be, who you are hoping to be in the future, the experiences you are hoping to have in the future. You're becoming very optimistic. because you have moved on from the past. And even if your future isn't quite here yet, right? You're in that energy of knowing it's going to come. You are the magician. You are done with the ending, and now you are ready to embrace a brand new beginning. Lovely energy. This is exactly where you want to be, Gemini, in order to attract a true soulmate. So let's see what your greatest obstacle is in the month of April. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Okay, Ten of Swords is on the bottom again. Okay, so you had this difficult ending. And then one of the things that you did was you went in and you did all this work, but you have put a lot of time and energy into your pentacles, into building a career, maybe starting your own business, maybe going back to school, right? Part of this was your way of trying to discover who you truly are. Part of this was to build some independence. In a past situation, you may have been financially supported by the person that you were with. And now you're stepping into this energy of, you kind of threw yourself into your career. You kind of threw yourself into your pentacles. It was good because it was what you needed at the time. By working so diligently, by building whatever you did, and when you work on something, Gemini, you put your all effort into it. So this was a really good thing because it helped you to rediscover who you are. You really and truly went in and mended your heart. The problem is, because this is your obstacle, is it's time to kind of come out of this, not to allow it to your work, okay, to be your excuse from coming out and being social again. It's time to put on the wings and become a social butterfly is what they're saying. It's time to come out from behind your career or your business and to start becoming more in tune with being optimistic about your romantic life. So whatever that might mean, maybe it means that you're just getting out there a little bit more. Maybe you're getting onto a dating app. Maybe you're just being a little bit more flirty when you're out in public. Whatever it is, it's a definite message of don't hide behind your work. And I know for some of you, your work has become very important, but there needs to be a balance, Gemini. Okay. And that's the message I'm getting. It's time to kind of balance out your work and play. So let's see what the advice is. Yeah, Ace of Wands. I love this. Three of Swords. You're putting the disappointment behind you. And now it's time to embrace the new. The Wands energy is about taking action. It's about being passionate and optimistic about your future. It's time to pick up that wand and say, okay, I am going forward, to keeping the Three of Swords in the past, right? And I feel as if part of it is that by getting really involved in your work, in your career, it helped you to overcome this. Yeah, see, there's disappointment in something from the past. And, once again, I feel like maybe the past had some financial stability for you. You honestly needed to put your time and effort into this, not only to get financially secure, but also to build your own independence and to realign yourself with yourself. But now it's time to take action, to move forward, to seek out what it is that you want to seek out. What do you want to accomplish in the next 5 years? Or what experiences would you like to have in the next 5 years? Think of it that way. What would you like to have coming up in your life? So what's the outcome here? Three of Swords, King of Pentacles again. Wow. And I shuffled. So we're going to clarify that. I feel like the Three of Swords is in the past. So let's see. Let's go ahead and clarify this Six of Swords. Empress, Six of Swords again, Five of Wands. Yeah, lovely. Knight of Wands, taking that action to move forward, to understand that you have to move forward. You have to get over the conflict, the competition in order to bring in this new beginning. And the Empress is one of my favorite cards because the Empress is kind of like the Phoenix rising. You would put the chaos, the conflict that all occurred in the past. You have moved so forward from that, right? You're kind of like, okay, I see it for what it is. I get it. I know that was part of my soul's evolution. I get that. I'm done. I'm done. I've looked at that and now I'm moving forward and I'm rebirthing myself. I'm going for that new life that I'm hoping to have. And with the Knight of Wands, taking a lot of action, the Knight of Wands is also a fun energy. You know, sometimes the Knight of Wands gets a bad rap, right? But to have some of that Knight of Wands energy of going out there and just doing some things that you're really passionate about instead of like keeping your nose to the grindstone, right? You know, you'll bring in some new energy into your life that will help you to also attract a new soul partner. So let's see what we have with the Queen of Cups, the Chariot, the Queen of Pentacles, the Page of Wands. This is beautiful. Page of Swords, learning new things and taking that information and moving forward. See, you have the Queen of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles. You really have worked on yourself, right? And you have built a happy home for yourself. It's kind of like you're in tune with yourself. You're really in a very nurturing spot with yourself, with your life. You're feeling really positive, even if you don't know exactly where you're going. You know, the Chariot card, he has the black horse and the white horse. And in the traditional tarot, the two horses are going in opposite directions, right? And the Chariot has to be able to pull the reins in and get the horses to move in both directions. And I feel like a little bit like you have been torn between loving yourself and building your pentacles, you know, kind of going back and forth. For some of you, you may have been like, oh, I have to really find somebody to love. And then as soon as somebody might show up on the horizon, you go, oh no, wait a minute, I have to go work on my pentacles. You know, that type of energy. But now you're understanding, hey, I can have everything that I truly want. You know, it might take a little ingenuity, but it does take this energy of being motivated to move forward, of taking the lessons that you have learned. And now it's kind of like applying them in your life. Understanding that you are in control of your destiny. You are in control of your reality. So let's see what this Eight of Pentacles is. The Four of Pentacles, Six of Cups, Six of Wands. Strength card. It's taken a lot of strength, Gemini. That past, you know, romantic situation that ended. You've had the Ten of Swords show up and you still have the Three of Swords here. It was difficult, right? We've had that energy for at least a year in your readings, right? Still holding on to the fears, maybe holding on hope that the person from the past would come back. And I'm not saying that if they came back, you would necessarily want to be with them, right? But there's also this kind of longing. There's a little bit of longing of wondering, you know, are they going to come back? You know, if they do come back, what would I say? You know, you may have played a little bit of that game in your own head, trying to mend this relationship from afar, because I don't feel like you're in contact with this person. But at the same time, there is this energy of mending your own heart, of understanding. I think you're getting to the point where you're kind of like, you know, even if they came back, I wouldn't really want them, you know, back in my life. And it's not like, you know, kind of a resentful feeling, because you have the Six of Swords. And to me, the Six of Swords is about saying, you know, I wish you well. I wish you well. I wish me well. You know, but we can't be together. I'm moving on. And I feel like you're in that energy because you have the Six of Wands. You've overcome this. You are optimistic about your future love life. And yet at the same time, there's, this a little bit of nostalgia, because we do have the Six of Cups. A little bit of nostalgia about, could it have worked out if things had gone differently? This is your obstacle. It's about putting that down, because your advice is the Ace of Wands. Your advice is it's time for new. It's time for a new chapter in your life. And the only way you can bring that in is to really know in your heart. Yes, even if they came back, even if they said all the things I want them to say, no, I don't, I've moved on. You're not the same person that you were when you were with them, Gemini. You've transformed a lot. And I think, if you haven't spoken to this person in a long time and then you suddenly spoke to them, I think it would almost be like obvious to you. You'd be like, yeah, I'm not that person anymore. Okay, so what they're saying to me is to take a look at who were you when you were with that person, and then who are you today? It's an energy of, oh yes, I'm not that person. And no, I really don't want to be that person again, Not that you weren't grateful for that time or that relationship or for the experiences you had, but you have ascended to a new level. And it's kind of like, if you were in the 6th grade and then your teacher said, oh, you have to go back to kindergarten, right? You would go back to kindergarten and you'd be like, oh my goodness, it's so easy. It's just, but you have so much more knowledge, right, than you do when, from 6th grade to kindergarten. There's a huge difference, right? It's that kind of energy. You'd be like, no, I'm so much more over this, I'm so much farther down the path. So let's see what we have here with the Ace of Wands. Yeah, you really have. They're saying you've graduated. 2 of Pentacles, the Emperor, the King of Wands, and we do have the Empress here, the 10 of Pentacles. Oh my goodness. You have something coming in. So we have the King of Wands and the Emperor, which is interesting because we don't have the Queen of Wands. We have the Queen of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles, but we do have the Empress. I feel like you may actually have a choice between the Emperor and the King of Wands. Now, let's talk about these two. The King of Wands is somebody that is very passionate, right? Lots of chemistry there, lots of fun. Somebody that knows what they want and usually gets it. The Emperor is somebody that has all of that, perhaps, but is more low key. Right? Because the Emperor is all the kings put together. So not only does the Emperor have passion and motivation and fun, he also has, control of his emotions, is very intellectual, and, also has money. He has like all the kings. So I feel as if you are going to have to make a decision. We have the 2 of Pentacles. You have, 2 people coming in that you are going to have to decide about. You are going to have a new beginning. It's about who are you choosing. And I love this. You have the 10 of Pentacles on the bottom, which is, happy family, happy home. You are not going to believe this. Guess what's under the 10 of Pentacles? The Queen of Wands. Oh my gosh. And then we have the Death card. True transformation. I feel like when this situation, or situations I should say, comes in, that's exactly when you realize that you have completely transformed. It's almost as if, there's part of you that is longing for this person from the past because no one new is in your horizon, right? You may feel like, oh, I think there's somebody new coming in. You can start feeling their aura, their energy coming into your energy. You start getting a little bit, kind of flirty, a little bit, maybe doing your hair a little bit more, or looking at what you're wearing a little bit more closely because you feel like there's somebody coming in. But when nobody's coming in, then it's kind of like, oh, I wish I was still with, whoever. And that's really, I feel like the only thread you really have to the person from the past is that right now you don't have anyone. And so this is a big transformation. I think when you have, it's almost like you have two people fighting over you, right? And when you get into that situation, I do feel like it makes you feel all giddy like the Queen of Wands, because the Queen of Wands is so super confident, is just like loves who she is and is just stepped into that energy of just, very sexy, very, vivacious, very flirty, and Gemini, you can definitely be this, right? So now let's look at this. You have 3 queens on the board. The one queen you're missing is the Queen of Swords, which is your energy, right? And we have the Empress. So it's this energy of you coming into the epitome of all the queens. I think all of your lessons have been helping you to kind of foster all of your different queen energies, right? To become this Empress. And it's now, you're starting to attract all of the kings and the Emperor. And gender doesn't matter, it's just that energy, the energy of you have been working so hard on yourself, and now all of a sudden it's like you're a magnet for love. So let's see what this 3 of Swords is. Oh, I get it now. I feel like the person from the past is going to come back. They're going to come back and they're feeling left out because all of a sudden they see you have moved on. Remember, you have these 2 6 of Swords. You have moved on. And especially once you have people coming in. And I'm going to tell you, Gemini, don't take like, somebody's flirting with you in the coffee line or something. Do not take that as just a passing by, like, oh yeah, whatever. The universe is putting people onto your path. They're helping you to learn. I almost feel like you have to relearn how to flirt, relearn how to be in a romantic connection, because you have been so super focused on yourself. You've been so super focused on your career. It's almost like you forgot how to flirt. That's what they're saying. And Gemini, you're a good flirt. So you can get your flirt on. This is definite permission to get your flirt on, because look at what we have here. We have the Judgment card. I feel like this person from the past is going to come in. They're going to tell you how much they miss you, that they now realize that you are their 9 of Cups. We also have the 5 of Cups. My goodness. We have the 2 5s, the 2 hard 5s. We have the 10 of Swords. We have the 3 of Swords. I think that they want a fresh start with you. It is about going in, because we have intuition here. Oh, the message I'm getting is that you knew all along that they were going to want to come back and work on this. And I feel like that's why this was in your energy, where you felt like, oh, would they come back? Intuitively, you may have known at some point down the line they would come back. But I think you understand that they truly sabotaged you. They broke your heart. You're moving on. You're going on down your soul's path journey. You're kind of like, thank you. It's almost like you're saying thank you for releasing me from that relationship, as difficult as it was, because you get to make the judgment call this time. And this time you're like, no, I'm going on a new path. So it's really interesting. I do feel like you have a couple of, you might go on a couple of dates. You might have a couple of encounters. You're going to get to see. It's like the universe is going to show you in the month of April just how wonderful you are. And what a catch you are, Gemini, right? I mean, it's about time. You've had a difficult time up to this. Does my life have room for more pleasure and play? Are you kidding me? That is exactly what it is. In what area are you lacking pleasure right now? Maybe in certain relationships or with work? Is it possible to shift the seriousness of life to experiencing a more creative, wild, and playful side of you? What would happen if you added more play and laughter into your life? What area is lacking right now? Take time to play. Let go of anything. Let go of any need to produce anything. You know what? I think that is part of it. I feel like you really got into, this energy of I got to produce, I got to produce, I got to produce. I feel, Gemini, you can be very hard on yourself. You're probably your harshest critic at times. And I feel like you got into that energy because the ending of the past relationship left you feeling a little less worthy of love. And so by getting into the energy of producing things, right? Producing products, services, or, in your line of work or your career, you can see tangibly, right? You can be in the 3D. You can see how much money you're making. And so it's kind of like this energy. You've been in that energy for so long. It's time to kind of like, not that you put your career completely on the side, but it's kind of like time just to have a little bit more fun. Really nice message there, So let's see what the romance angels have to say. Soulmate, reconciliation, calling in your soulmate, and flirt. Look at this. I'm not making this up. Look, flirt. You definitely have permission to flirt. Okay, I do feel like you are trying to call in your soulmate. You're calling in your soulmate, and your soulmate is on the way. But there's also the sense of a reconciliation. And, you have free will, Gemini. You have free will. So keep that in mind. If you want to reconcile with the person from the past, you have free will and can do that. But I honestly feel like for a lot of you, it is about going in a new direction. And it doesn't mean that you might not talk to this person when they call you up or something. You may talk to them. You may even meet them. You may even, try to reconcile or have conversations with them. And then I think at the same time, you're going to understand because you are trying to call in your soulmate. You have this optimism, right? I think you're going to be able to recognize whether that person is truly your soulmate, is in alignment with who you are now, or if they aren't. And if they aren't, I feel like you are truly going to move in a new direction because we have the Fool card and the 8 of Cups. I think you're going to move in a different direction. So let's see what we have. Secret admirer. Someone has deeper feelings for you than they are letting on. Could be the person from the past, but it could be somebody new. I mean, let's not forget, you have the King of Wands and the Emperor here, right? Both of these are wonderful energies. So I'd love to hear in the comments who you think that might be. Really interesting. And Gemini, I do personal readings. The link is in the description box below if you're interested. I'm going to leave it there. I do wish you much love and light in this situation and all your situations. And I hope to see you again really soon. Bye for now.